Another year with Arsenal just bottling the league title. You had it. You were 9 points up just to draw another game. Arsenal in their last 5 matches, 2 draws, 2 wins and a loss. Gotta win these games, especially against Wolves, Brentford. You gotta win these games. And Wolves with one of the worst starts in Premier League history. You were winning 2-0 up and you concede 2 against one of the worst teams in the league. That is just mind blowing to me. In the second half, Wolves were somehow they just clicked, and then they were just a better team. And Arsenal, they do every year. They fall under pressure. They can't keep it together. Towards mid through this every year in January, February, they just somehow just disband and don't remember how to play football. And you can be 20 points up and they'll bottle the league title. Just Arsenal again, 3 to 4 years in a row, bottling the league title to Manchester City. It's unbelievable. You have an amazing team, and I had Arsenal favorites to win the league because of how much players of depth like that they have, rotating the squad, and you can bring in players, bring them out. But when you just keep on bottling games like this, it's just no point, and you just hand it to Manchester City at this point. Just hand it to them. A game in hand. City won their game against Newcastle. They were 2 points behind. That is just, you can't, man. You just can't. You had such a good lead, and just for in City, they weren't even looking the best in the beginning of the season. Most of these teams really, Manchester United, you recently picking up pace. You can even say Chelsea maybe a little bit, but early on the seasons under Ruben Alvarez and Enzo Maresca, they were not doing well. Aston Villa was probably the only team. Even Aston Villa weren't doing terrible. They were in the bottom of the table for a few weeks. And I just feel like it was like Liverpool last season for Arsenal. Win these games and you have it. These other teams weren't performing so good in the beginning. Might as well take advantage and get as many points as you can. And it just didn't work out for Arsenal. It's a shame. People, this is going to be another clowning for Arsenal fans. And they deserve a Premier League, don't get me wrong. But so many years of this happening, it's it's embarrassing, really. You just can't have that. So the title, obviously Arsenal. As of right now, they're 5 points up. After the wins, it's gonna be 2. Aston Villa just right there. All these teams have a game in hand. Arsenal played early. You can still count in Aston Villa. They're not that far off. 8 points if they win against Leeds. That is 5 points behind Arsenal, so you can kind of count Villa. United probably most likely not. They're way behind, 45 points. So 12 points behind. But man, this is just embarrassing for Arsenal. You have how do you bottle it? A 2-0 lead to one of the worst teams in the Premier League. The worst team in the Premier League. They've won 1 game this year. That's unacceptable. Good for them for getting draws. You need points. You're most likely not going to make it out of the relegation zone, let alone 20th. But man, as Arsenal, as the top of the league, going against the 20th place team in the league, you got to do better. You have to. Mikel Arteta needs to do better. The players need to do better. You can't be conceding like that. Sure, you can blame David Raya for the mistake or Gabriel, but it's the whole team. You can't just let in 2 goals from the worst team in the Premier League. So simple, just like that, and just let them play better in the second half. It just can't happen, especially with all the players that you have on starting 11 on the bench. That's unacceptable. That is extremely unacceptable. But huge defeat for Arsenal and City. The title race is on. Everyone thought it was finished. 9 points up, just for it to be gone like that. So we'll see how City do against Newcastle.